Should this goal steal the difference? Right here, an apology, Johnson. To see Merita.
Yeah, hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Good game. That was the finals of the Women's President FA Cup 2024, where Rivers Angels actually won their ninth title at the expense of Abuja-based Women's Football Club, Niger Rattles. It was a good game right there at the Nikon Stadium for the women's final and also the men's final, where it was the battle of the Warriors, Academy Warriors of Borno, winning that particular title, their third title for the men's final. Just to give you that video, to give you the memory, some of the action that happened right there at the Nikon Stadium. But this evening on the show, we'll be starting. It's always a good one whenever we have this guy on the news. He's a Nigerian but based in New Zealand. That is Israel Adesanya warns Duplessis ahead of the clash, and that is the UFC clash, Ultimate Fighter title between these two African guys. Duplessis is of South African, and they are going to be doing battle in this particular bout. I have Wilfred Shando on the show this evening again, joining me. Wilfred, welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV this evening. You look so, let me say, quite gloomy and vibrant. That's why it's it's a cool weather.
Thank you, Mr. Faish, and good evening to you. It's quite a pleasure having myself around you tonight again, on this wonderful program for Football.
Okay, this time around we'll be going to where they use the fist and the leg to do a battle. Adesanya actually talking tough ahead of this fight against Duplessis, Dricus Duplessis of South Africa. This fight is something that everybody's actually waiting for.
Unfortunately, it's difficult to take place at the continental level because this is a battle of broad Africans, and but that is the game for you, Of course, the blood is always thicker than water, so we're Nigerians and we have to stand, fully behind, Mr. Easy, the guy. I mean, he's there to, to upset, to destroy, and to make a good case for himself.
Okay, the style bender, they call him. That is Israel Adesanya of Nigeria, New Zealander. He's actually ready for this fight after taking a break from the UFC. He's coming back and he wants to come back strong against a South African Duplessis. This is a big fight we all have been waiting for. But let's see if he can actually get it right this time around against the South African fighter, who is also looking forward to this fight, and is going to, after this fight, we are going to know who is the real African champion. That is what is at stake in this particular fight. All right, let's leave that story. We'll keep looking at our football teams, the national football teams, both for the men and the women's side. But this evening, we will be looking at another Nigerian national women's football team that is preparing for World Cup. That is the Falconets. Will be going into camping this weekend because the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, to be hosted by Colombia, is fast approaching. It will start kickoff by August 31st. Wilfred, for the Falconets, the NFF decide to open camp early enough, and that camp will be starting this weekend here in Abuja before they will go out of the country for a foreign campaign and then probably join other countries in Colombia.
Lack of adequate preparation has always been our issue. Anytime it comes to a competition like this, it comes to a tournament like this. So, and I'm glad that the federation has been able to give an listening ear this time around and do the needful. So, early preparation is, of course, a very important one for the team, and let's see how it goes.
Okay, for the Falconets, they are among the teams that has never missed any edition since when the whole FIFA Under 20 World Cup started, when FIFA started this particular age group tournament for the 20 women. That was in 2002, though it was under 19 before it was upgraded to under 20. This time around, how far do you think we can go? The last edition, we got to the second round and were knocked out by the Netherlands.
It's difficult to predict how far they will go. It's about how much prepared we are before going to the tournament, and how ready psychologically, mentally and physically the players are, and how important they realize the tournament is for them, for their respective careers, because they could just go there and say, okay, we're just here for tourism to see the beautiful, walls of Colombia, and then they return the next day. So, but if they actually know how much important that tournament is to their careers, because they are an underage team, they are still growing, they are far from, actualizing their full potentials in their various careers. So they understand this, they should be able to go as far as their strength and their beliefs, carry them.
Okay, as far as their strength and their beliefs can't carry them. For the Falconets, they will be camping early enough. Like Wilfred said, it's a good thing that the NFF actually paid attention this time around by camping them early enough. At least it's going to be 1 month full camping for these ladies under the tutelage of Coach Christopher Danjuma, a man who understands women's football in this country. All right, let's leave that story. It's like I said in the morning, it's a tradition. We'll continue to look at Team Nigeria preparation for the Paris Olympic Games. We look at athletics, we look at track and field, we look at other sports. But this evening, we'll be looking at one player that is celebrated in Europe, in Africa, in Nigeria, a female player, Africa #1 women's goalkeeper. That is Chiamaka Nnadozie, getting that thumbs up, and her club, Paris FC, celebrating her inclusion in the Super Falcons squad that will be going to Paris. It's a city, and it is a place that the Super Falcons will be going to for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Paris FC celebrating Chiamaka Nnadozie.
Great one for her. Congratulations to Chiamaka Nnadozie, because she's done incredibly well for Paris FC. She's been able to, write her name on the walls of Paris, and she's already a household name in Paris as far as the female football is concerned. And also, she deserves her flowers. We must say that she's done well, and she's a household name in female football, globally, and a great one for her, and a great one for our nation, Nigeria. And congratulations to Super Falcons, congratulations to Chiamaka Nnadozie.
Okay, congratulations to Super Falcons and Chiamaka Nnadozie for getting that commendation and celebration from Paris FC. Every player's dream is to play in the Olympics, because actually it's going to add some feathers to your title. You become automatically you become an Olympian when you participate in Olympics. So that is one thing every player is looking forward to. Congratulations to Chiamaka Nnadozie and the Super Falcons. In Group C, Chiamaka Nnadozie also talking tough ahead of it. Underrate us at your own peril. Brazil, Japan, Spain, beware of Super Falcons. All right, let's leave that story and come back to the continent. This time around, we'll go straight to Cairo. It's also not a good news for us in this country when it comes to officiating, where CAF has announced list of professional referees without Nigerian referee on that list. I think somehow, in my own opinion, CAF is doing some of these things deliberately, because you cannot tell me, I know politics is involved, but out of 200 million Nigerians, out of the number of referees we have in this country, you can't tell me that we don't have one. The likes of Patience Madu, a FIFA referee, you can't tell me, you can't, as in one like this, to make up the list of these professional referees.
In as much as most of us were able to come out, on shows like this to commend, the officiating in the last, just concluded season, they've always been some also. They've always been these issues of, you know, bias of shooting. You could see the match Eimba against
Rangers.
No, Shooting Star.
Yes.
No, Rangers against Shooting.
Yes, Shooting Star with a penalty call.
Penalty, and so you know, and these things, we're living in a digital world. You know, once it happens, this minute, the next minute is all over the the airspace, and everybody sees it. And then this kind of men we want to bring into our fold to start writing a different story about us, to start giving a different image to what we've been able to, the reputation we've been able to build for over a period of time. So in as much as the officiating in the domestic league has improved greatly, I mean, they still have more to do. There's more to do.
Okay, there is more to do. Quickly, before we continue, let's just look at the list on the screen right now. We just call those names. We have for the referees, we have the VAR referees, we have IT. Let's just quickly call them. For the referees, we have Ibrahim Mutaz of Libya. We have Gohabal Mustafa of Algeria. We have Jane Jakis Ndala Ngambo of DR Congo. We have Pasik Nadiba Wenman Mana of Burundi. We have Samuel Wikunda of Rwanda. We have Peter Waweru Kamaku of Kenya, and then we have Amina Mohammed Amin Omar of Egypt. We have Aliou Alaja Mahamat of Chad. We have Daniel Laye of Ghana. We have Babo Tauri of Mali. We have Issa Sey of Senegal, and we have Dahani Bieda of Mauritania. And then for others, we have Guillaume Piero Acho, Mohamed Ali Mahmoud Abongile Tom, we have Taro Ibrahim Kalilulu, we have Omar Bukada Atan, we have Diando Luis, and we have Jalala Jayed, we have Bukara Kabaubi, we have Amedome, we have Akanda Zemet Makilina, and then we have Assassino. If you look at all of these names, there's no Nigerian name. Look at the countries. We have Senegal, we have the likes of Ghana, we have Libya. For me, sincerely speaking, I think the CAF is deliberately just ignoring our referees.
Being the giant of Africa is not, for me, it's not synonymous to having a perfect art in our various field of discipline. You can be giant of Africa as far as the continent is concerned, but then individually there are areas that we fade, and the whole world is watching. So I'm not saying that referees are not good enough, but then the management has to do something. The people, the referees, I mean, they have more to do than what they've been able to show, because this is not about you and I. It's about going to World Cup, about going to Nations Cup. It's about representing the entire football body in a certain level, and you have to really show that par excellence. It's not something that we just have to sit down here and say, oh, because we're Nigerians or because they don't like us. I mean, FIFA wants something that we create a good image for it. CAF also wants something that we say, okay, this is how much CAF as an organization have been able to do, and then this is how much credibility they've been able to showcase. So I mean, it's not just about thinking about we're Nigerians and we're not liked. I don't think that is the case.
Okay, let's see how that go. All those names you just saw on the screen will be undergoing training on that CAF. CAF will be responsible for that, and they will be on the payroll of CAF while they are undergoing that training. It's going to be a serious one for them, but it's just painful that no Nigerian referees listed among the professional referees there. But also we had FIFA organizing that FIFA MA lectures course for 40 young Nigerian referees that ended today here in Abuja. All right, let's leave that and go straight to the Euro 2024 as we speak. A game, it's ongoing as we speak right now in Euro 2024. Let's look at the fixture: Spain against Germany, and the game that will come up later is going to be between Portugal and France. Let's quickly talk about Spain, Germany. These two giants. Somebody said before coming into the studio this evening, somebody said it is a final before the final. How true it is? Spain, Germany battling each other right now.
A lot of revenge to be taken, Spain against Germany, there's something special about these two teams. There's something special about the encounter. Portugal against France. Portugal actually upset France, in the last
2016
Euros, We all thought that France were going to lift the trophy, but in the end, it went the other way around. So I think Mbappe has something, a score to settle with CR7. I mean,
okay, if you say in the last Euro 2020, they also met in the group stage, but this time around it's a knockout stage. If you lose, you go home. For tonight's game, before we go back to Spain, Germany, that is ongoing, and I'll take your prediction on that. But for tonight's game, Portugal, France, how well do you see Portugal like a team that can actually offset this France, the Le Bleu side that are so young? Also, they've not really been fantastic in this tournament, but they find their way into the quarterfinals of this competition.
You see, the teams, Portugal and France, both teams actually have experienced players. We have the likes of Ronaldo in Portugal, Pepe, who have played in series of Euros and World Cup, and then in the French team we have Olivier Giroud, we have the likes of
N'Golo Kante, who made it back to the team.
The man with 10 lives, I call him. So it's going to be a tough one, but I think between Portugal and France, I think the French side is going to take the day, and for Germany and Spain, it's going to be a tough one anyway. But the Germans are always the Germans. Unbreakable walls of Berlin.
Okay, unbreakable walls of Berlin. Now, if you say unbreakable walls of Berlin, with what is going on now between these two teams, Spain won this competition last time, 2012. That was a golden era. But this time around, they have young players. Also in Germany, but the German team right now, they have the young, they have the experience. But for Spain, apart from Carvajal, which other experienced player do we have in there? Morata is not in the age of that realm of Carvajal. But for this game that is ongoing, do you think the experience of the German mixed with the young ones will count against the Spanish, the La Rojas?
That is exactly how I feel, because we have the likes of Rudiger, we have Toni Kroos, and then these guys are guys that any day, anytime they understand the game, so they know exactly what to do to send an opponent crying. So I feel it's going to be a tough one, but in the end, the Germans take the day.
Okay, let me take you on this. If you think the Germans will take the day at the end of 90 minutes, now probably maybe they'll go to extra time. What's your score line?
I don't think they will go the whole length before deciding. It might end 2-1 in favor of the Germans. Why Portugal and France, they have the whole maybe 1-1, and then they go to penalty shootout, and then see Ronaldo crying again.
Okay, what of Portugal game?
I just said it there. They'll go maybe 1-1 entire duration.
Okay, Portugal 1-1. You're predicting a draw.
So there'll be a shootout, and then in the end of the shootout, we'll see Ronaldo crying again.
Okay, you are predicting shootout for the game of Portugal against France. The Le Bleus actually have a score to settle against the Selecao. That game will be coming up later on tonight. And for this game that is going to go in Spain, Germany, let's see what will end this particular encounter. 2012 champions and Germans, they want to host and win it on their home soil. The likes of Toni Kroos are doing what they know how to do best. The funny thing is that on both teams, we have Yamal, we have Musiala. In this game, Yamal, Musiala, both of them are quite young and doing great things. All right, let's quickly look at some transfer stories on the show this evening before we go. Barcelona favorite to sign Athletic Bilbao winger Nico Williams, who is in the mix of the game that is ongoing between Germany. For Barcelona, they want to actually beef up their team against their new manager, Hansi Flick.
Nico Williams, it's one player that I so much admire, and he's been doing well, incredibly well in the ongoing Euros. He has stood out tall for the for the Spaniard, and he has been doing a lot of incredible job for the team, and then his style of play. Also, the way Bilbao plays, I think going to Barcelona would be a very great one for him, and it won't even take him anything to acclimatize, because he's got that play. He knows how to use the ball, he knows how to run even without the ball, he knows how to make use of space. So it's something that if the two teams can agree on what is best for the player, then I think he goes to Barcelona, and then that will help him grow more.
Okay, to help him to grow more, let's just run over these two. We don't have time anymore. Benfica are keen on resigning striker João Felix from Atletico Madrid, who will also be playing tonight in the game against, definitely if he gets to start, against France. And then the last one, Lenny Luxley defender Lenny Yoro fancy Real Madrid move. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show this evening. Wilfred, thanks for joining me on the show. It's a good one having you around on Sports Update.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Fash, and a great one, and having myself around you again tonight.
Okay, all right, that is it on the program. Sports Update coming to your screens from Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.